Hi, it's Brian here again at Embedded World 2026, and for those of you who've been long-time Elektor readers, you may recall that I profiled Tobias Pohl, co-founder and CEO of CELUS, back in 2022. What were you doing in 2022? Things have gotten quite different over the years with AI exploding.
Yeah, actually for us, a lot has happened in that period. We originally started the company in 2018, and the first couple of years really were proving out that this is even technically feasible, what we're doing. So all the way until 2022, we had a lot of basically technology ramp up. First pilot customers that we were validating our technology with. So we were at a point where it was safe to say that it works. It was safe to say that we can create actual working schematics. We can find the best fitting solutions. So we can cover that cycle, and we can prove it, and we can show it. From that technology proof to a fully scaled working product that is live and working with tens of thousands of engineers is obviously a massive, massive change. And that has been the last couple of years for us. I think the biggest major milestone along in these couple of years was 2 years ago. We went live with our design studio to the public, where engineers can sign up and start building. And that is now at about 40,000 engineers using it, and about 10,000 of them active every month. So from first couple of pilots, validating technology to working at scale is majority of the development. And also from a AI perspective, you can also look at that from two sides. One is our product. Is we obviously leverage as many technologies as we can, simplify the engineer's experience by having them not just interact with UI and a block diagram, but also interact with what we call the CELUS Design Assistant that can help capturing what you're trying to build. But also in terms of how we gather data, how we can analyze data sheets, significant improvements there, and even down to things internal. Our software developers are developing today at a speed and at a scale that was, frankly, basically impossible 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. So much better speed of development. So it has been a lot that changed, but frankly, in our context, massively positive. Because ultimately, at the core, we are an AI company bringing design automation into hardware design and into electronics. So all of the AI being adopted into anything and every application made it much easier for us to get adopted, lowered the hurdle of acceptance. So very positive, I would say.
Great, and I have to ask, as CEO, you've got a 2-year plan, a 5-year plan, architecturally, but things have changed so much in the industry. Did you ever get frustrations of we're going that way, but no, we have to scrap that because there's whole new technologies available to us?
Depending on what scale is, the answer is regularly or every second day. You obviously try to make a plan that it looks ahead so that you can give stability and give an actual roadmap also to customers to what you're really building. But plans have to adjust, plans have to be adopted. So and then that goes in all ways. So for example, on a very positive note, we mid of last year built our new technology roadmap, and what we mapped out for a year and a half, we finished basically, almost. So we had to much quicker replan and to the speed of development. And also in terms of adapting to the newest technologies, building our platform so that it can also connect to different AI models. So we have to be very flexible, and ultimately, for a still young, agile, smaller startup, it's also a superpower that we have in comparison to the established players of adjusting and adapting quicker. So we obviously leverage that. And whenever our world changes, our surroundings change, we need to change and adapt.
Yeah, but speaking of established players, you have partnered with some of them, for example, NXP. Could you tell us about that or other partnerships?
For sure. NXP is one of our largest partners and customers. Actually, pretty exciting at this show today. We're not just presenting in our own booth, but we're also at the NXP Freedom Lab, presenting a solution that will go live on nxp.com. where they take our technology to guide their customers in the long tail to finding the right solution. So really like providing a FAE-like experience for the long tail that they can't fully serve themselves. And that is, I think, the most complete integration that we went live with. But it also goes beyond NXP. We have a full product integration, a joint solution out there with Siemens EDA. We have partnerships with other large component manufacturers, semiconductor companies, EDA companies. So we're really kind of covering the ecosystem to provide complete solutions as much as we can.
I see, and you never stop moving. So if I can ask what you're announcing at Embedded World 2026 this year?
So two main things really. One is the partnership with NXP is getting announced here at Embedded World, and us being at the Freedom Lab is kind of that one kickoff where we also showcase what we're building together. And the second one is we have a new design canvas, a new interface built on top of our environment that makes it far more intuitive to build out your solution, describe what you're trying to do in a much more modern and fluent way. And that also is for the first time presented here at Embedded World this year.
Awesome, well thanks for filling me in on that. It's Tobias Pohl, co-founder and CEO of CELUS. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.